Good morning, students. Welcome back to our class. Today we are going to read a new poem, and the name of the poem is Chivi in Honeycomb of class 7. So, students, what do you mean by Chivi? Chivi is to nag, and with this poem, we are going to inculcate four values among the students. One is happiness, and the other is open mindedness. So, students, poem Chivi by Michael Rosen. So we will be reading about Michael Rosen. Michael Rosen, he was born in 1946, and Michael Rosen is the children's novelist. That means he always writes novels and poems in English language regarding to the children. He contributed for children's fiction and poetry. That means he was closely affected by the children, and he used to write novels and stories and poems for the children. So students, meaning of Chevi is giving pressure to someone to do the work in an annoying way, means in an irritating way. So what are the key points of this poem? Grown ups are the adults, are the parents, have a habit of always instructing the child. They always want to instruct their child because what they think that their child is still a child, whether he has reached the class 12 or he has reached college, but still in front of them they think that their children are still children. They don't know about the good and bad habits. They ask him to do something or not to do something else. They repeatedly say, do this, don't do this. So, this is the habit of the grown ups, the adults, the parents. They do so mostly to teach children good manners. According to them, why they are doing so? They are doing so to teach their children good manners. According to them, they what do they think? They think that the children are learning good manners with this instruction. Yet the truth is that most children don't like it. Yes, this is the fact. Most of the children, when they grow up, that is when they reach 12th standard or when they reach college, so they get irritated when their parents are continuously instructing them. So most of the children don't like this habit of getting instructed. So these are the key points of this poem. Let us see a short summary of this poem. The poem presents the contradictory behavior of the parents and other elders who reprimand for wrongdoing. Reprimand means giving instructions, giving lecture. So what the poem presents, it presents the contradictory. Contradictory means in which there is some conversion of the elders who reprimand, who always instruct, who always wants that their child should do the right thing, not the wrong thing. They often talk about don't and expect children to be positive and optimistic. Optimistic is the person who always looks at the bright side of the life, always looks at the positive side of the life. So, students, however, norms are the rules of the society to make civilized and cultured individuals often restrict the natural tendencies of the children. See, we have read one more poem that is, and the name of that poem is Rebel. So, what the rebel does when all the society members are doing one work, he will be doing the opposite of that work. Similarly, the children are having the habit of doing just the opposite of their parents. Why? Because that is their tendency, natural tendency. The aim of the poet is not to preach, but to check the rude behavior of adults. So the poet is just trying to tell that this behavior of continuously banning their child to do this, to do that, makes the child irritate. The poet discusses the contrasting expectations and reality. Parents and other elders constantly nag. Nag, I told you, is the meaning of chivi, to nag about everything a child does. They talk of free and expression, but put conditions before it. For them, talking with youthful is a bad manner. That means the students, children are having different minds, teachers are having different minds, and the parents are having different minds. Teachers are also continuously telling them not to do this, and the children, they are also doing their own. That means what they think is right, they are doing this, but the parents don't like this and they want to tell them the good things. They don't want the children to stare. Yes, staring is a bad habit. To point, to point out, it is also a bad habit. Or pick their nose, as these are considered as bad manners. They behave as dictators. Dictator means the one who is the ruler and he is not listening to anybody else. They decide how to sit, how to shut the door behind, not to drag feet, not to put hands in the pocket, not to interrupt, and to take off elbows from the table. So these are the things which they don't like. They want a child to exhibit pleasing gestures like saying please, thank you, and practice sophisticated behavior. The poem indicates of time when the young child has grown up but incapable of taking the decision on his own. Then the same adult expects from the child to take an independent decision. That means at first the parents don't allow the children to take their decision, and afterwards what they want that the child should take their independent decision. So how is this possible? So students, here comes the first stanza of the poem. Grown up say things like speak up, don't talk with your mouth full, don't stare, don't point, don't pick your nose. So this is the first stanza. Grown up means the adults. Speak up means to say loudly. Point out means to indicating using fingers. Pick your nose, put finger into nose. That is also a bad habit. So students, these are the meanings. Now let us come to the explanation of this lines. Adults constantly give instructions to children. Yes, they are always continuously instructing them. What they are saying? Why don't you reply? Don't speak while eating. Don't stare rudely. Don't point with your finger. And don't put your finger into your nose. So these are the things which the parents strictly ban for their children. So students, this was the explanation. Then comes our next lines. Sit up, stay please, say please, less noise, shut the door behind you, don't drag your feet, haven't you got a hanky? Take your hands out of your pocket. So students, these are the good qualities and some of them are bad qualities. So students, what is the meaning of sit up? Sit up means sit straight. Less noise means don't make noise. Drag your feet, do not be loud while walking. Don't make any noise coming from your slippers or from your foot. Hanky, it is the short form of handkerchief. Pockets, these are the small pouches in pants or shorts. So, what is the meaning of this, students? This means that children are told to sit up straight, say please when requesting for something, make less noise, shut the door after entering the room. They are told to use a handkerchief and to remove their hands from their pockets, etc. So these are the things which the parents want from their children. They are continuously instructing them. See, in this you can see the picture of a child who is struggling with the socks. One lady is sitting with the elbow on the table. Yes, and one man is standing straight. So students, this is the last, this is the last stanza, and pull your socks up, stand up straight, say thank you, don't interrupt, no one thinks you are fine, take your elbows off the table. So socks, all of you are aware of socks which you put before you are putting your shoes. Interrupt means to speak in between. When the parents, your mother is talking with some other auntie and you interrupt, that is also a bad manner. Funny. So pull your socks up, stand up straight, say thank you, don't interrupt, no one thinks you are funny, take your elbows off the table. Let me repeat it again. What is the meaning of straight, rect socks which we wear before putting the shoes? Interrupt, speak in between when your mother is talking with your neighbor, auntie, or someone else, then don't interrupt. Funny means interesting in a comic way. Elbow, it is the body part. Off means away from. And make up your mind, this is the phrase, and it means that to decide. So students, the meaning, the explanation of this stanza is the child should be well mannered and properly behaved. He or she must wear his or her socks pulled up, should stand erect, say thank you when receiving or asking for something, and should not speak when others are talking. These are the expectations of the parents. He or she is told nobody finds him or her amusing when he or she acts up and to remove his or her elbows from the table when eating. So, when seeking advice, he or she is scolded for not taking his or her own decision. Means these things should be followed up by the children according to their own decision. So, students, these were the. Now I'm telling you one story which is related to this poem. What happened? One parents went to the school for their son's admission, and when the son was having an interview with the principal ma'am, so the principal ma'am asked that boy, "What is your name?" So their parents used to always instruct him like, "Don't do this, don't pick up the flowers, don't write on the ball." So what the child thought that his name is Don't. So he answered when the principal asked him, "What is your name?" The boy answered that his name is Don't. So it is a humble request from the parents also. Please don't instruct them in each and every step. Yes, it is the moral duty of the parents, it is the moral duty of the teacher to guide them for good manners, for good things, but continuously interrupting them makes them irritate, makes them rude, and when the person is a child, the child forgets his name. So please, I hope this doesn't happen with anybody's children. So students, this was about the poem, and Michael Rawson has very beautifully explained about the rude behavior of the parents and about the children. Yes, we know the parents are doing all these things for the well-being of their children, so that they can teach their children good manners. But still, yes, they should have some limitation over there. So students, this was all about the poem and about the poet. I hope you enjoyed this poem. Stay fit, stay healthy, stay at your home, and we will be meeting in our next class. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.